Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to this video. I'm Venkat and this is just me an open source channel. Right, in this video let's see how to run your very first web server in Amazon AWS using EC2 instance. I've logged into my Amazon Management Console and I've logged into the London region, which is EU West 2, and I'm going to select EC2. Let's start deploying an instance. So launch an instance. At the moment you can see there is no key pair apart from the default security policy. We don't have any other security policies. Let's launch an instance, and I'm going to choose Amazon Linux AMI, this one 64-bit. Select. I'm going to go with T2 micro. Let me move my screen above. Configure instance details. Number of instance just one. Network default VPC. Subnet no preference. Or if I want, I can choose any one availability zone. That doesn't matter. Auto assign public IP address. We need public IP address. Shutdown behavior and all these, I'm going to leave everything default. Add storage. I'm going to go with the default. Delete on termination, which means this EBS volume will get deleted when you terminate your instance. Add tags. I'm going to add a couple of tags. Name web server. Let's add another tag, environment testing. Configure security group. Create a new security group or select an existing security group. The existing security group doesn't allow, but you can configure the update the existing security group to add your own rules, but I would not touch the default security group. So let's go ahead and create a new security group. Give it a meaningful name and description. I'm going to leave that default. SSH, I need SSH access, but I don't want to leave it wide open. So let me change that to my IP and add another rule. I'm going to add port HTTP because this is going to be a web server and I want this instance to listen on port 80 for my connection. Again, I'm going to change this to my IP. Okay, that all looks good. Review and launch. Launch. Choose an existing key pair. I don't have any key pairs, so I'm going to create a new key pair. I'm going to give it a name, web server demo. Download the key pair, web server demo. I've already got one with the name web server demo. Let me cancel that. Let me open up a terminal, cd to downloads, web server demo. Okay. Download key pair. The key pair web server demo already exists. Oh my god. Okay. Cancel. Let's create launch. Choose an existing key pair web server demo, but I didn't download the private key, so I'm not going to be able to use this key pair. So let's choose create a new key pair. Let's call it web demo. Download key pair, and it's going to get downloaded into my downloads directory. Save. Okay, and launch instance. View instances. Okay, so that's the web server. The other two servers are terminated, which I tested before recording this video. So it's pending. It's going to take a couple of minutes, and I'm going to pause the video and going to come back when the machine is ready. Right, the instance is ready and it has passed the two status checks. Okay, if I select that machine, so here is the public IP address, and we have the security group that allows port 80 from my IP address and also port 22 for SSH. Let's copy the public IP address. Okay, that's copied. Let me move my window down. Okay, so let's try to connect to this instance because we are going to set this up as a web server. cd to downloads, where I have downloaded my private key, and make sure to change the mode to 400 and then SSH -i with the private key, and the user is EC2 user at That's the IP address. Cool. So we are now logged into the machine. Become root user, and I'm going to install httpd package yum install -y httpd. That's done. Let's enable the service. Check config httpd list. Check config httpd --list. So the service is not set to start automatically. Let's change that. Check config httpd on. Now if I do list on the run level 2, 3, 4, and 5, the service will start automatically. That's good. And just to show you some interesting things, there is a cool URL that can be accessed within the instance that shows some metadata about the instance. So the URL is http 169.254.169.254 slash latest slash metadata. So that's the URL. So that's going to give you metadata and user data about this instance. And this IP address is local to this instance. You can't access it from outside. Okay, let's use curl to look at the output. So you can basically get information about all these details: AMI ID, instance ID, host name, network, and all sorts of things. Public IPv4. For example, if I say host name colon echo, so that's the host name of this machine. Let's check instance ID. So that's the instance ID. And there is this network. If you look at the network, so that's a list. So that's going to have more information. Sorry, I have to pause the forward slash. Interfaces. And you have max and all sorts of things. So basically, I just want to show you this quick little thing. So that's the curl URL 169.254.169.254 latest slash metadata. So what I'm trying to do here is to grab the instance ID of this instance and put that in the index.html. Curl http 169.254.169.254 slash latest metadata instance dash ID, and I'm going to send the output to var www html index.html. Okay, if I do var www html index.html, you will see the instance ID, right? So finally, we're going to start the HTTP service. Service httpd start. So that's running, and we have opened the port 80 for that security group. So security groups, view inbound rules. It says port 80 is open, port 22 is open, and it only receives traffic. The only traffic allowed is from this source, which is my public IP address, right? So now I'm going to grab the public IP address and check if it's showing anything interesting. Paste. Cool. So that's your instance ID. So our web server is up and running. So that's how you create your first web server. That's quite simple. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to show you while we are in this video is, so we have launched an instance and we logged into the machine and we set up all these we installed httpd, we copied the index.html, we started the service, we enabled the service, and all those things. We did that manually, right? So we can make use of bootstrapping in EC2, where you can uh, give custom script or commands to run when the instance is launched. So you don't have to do that manually, right? Okay, let's see how we can do that. So first I'm going to delete this, terminate this instance. Instance state terminate. Yes, terminate. Okay, now let's launch another instance. I'm going to choose the AMI T2 Micro. Instance details, I'm going to leave everything default, one default VPC, default subnet and everything. And one thing that I'm going to show you different this time is click the advanced details, user data. So this is where you enter whatever you want to run on this machine when it boots for the first time. Shebang slash bin slash bash yum install -y httpd check config httpd on curl http 169.254.169.254 slash latest slash metadata slash instance id, redirect that to var www.html index.html service httpd start. That's it. Add storage, go with the default, add tags, add a tag name, let's say auto web server security group. I'm going to select an existing security group because we created one when we did it, when we launched the previous EC2 instance. So let's select that. As you can see, HTTP port 80 and SSH port 22 is already open for my IP address. Review and launch. Launch. And I'm going to choose an existing key pair which I already created. Launch instance. View instances. Okay, so that's getting created. I'm going to pause the video here and come back when the instance has been provisioned. All right, the instance is ready. Let's grab the public IP address, copy that, and we're not going to log into the machine. Everything has been done for us during the bootstrapping. So it should have run all the commands that we gave in the user data. So it should have run as part of launching the instance. So let's go ahead and verify that. Control V. There you go. So that's our web server and it's serving the index.html page. And the instance ID is I056208. I056208. So it is indeed serving the web page. This instance is indeed serving the web page. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and delete this. As usual, as part of my video, once we play with everything, because we're using AWS free tier, it's going to use up your free tier limit. So once you're done, once you're happy, just go ahead and clear up all the resources that you have created in AWS. Instance state, terminate, s terminate. Key pairs and security groups are not going to cost anything, so you can leave it if you want to continue with the next video and so on. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to show you in this video. This is a quick, simple method to bootstrap your server, not just web server, any application, anything you want to have in your VM as part of bootstrapping. You can use the user data field. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you've got any questions or any comments, just leave me a comment. And hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye.